Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Renee Mera. Thank you so much for joining my show. We know that music is a balm to our senses. Today, we're going to talk about the correlation between Ayurveda, which is one of the oldest traditional healthcare systems in the world, and Indian classical music, Raga chikitsa, which talks about healing through music. So, joining from Florida is Vaidya Kanada Narahari.
Namaste ji, thank you Renee ji, so wonderful.
Vaidya Narahari has a bachelor's in Ayurvedic medicine and surgery, BAMS, and he teaches Raga Chikitsa at the Hindu University in Florida. Vaidya Narahari is a very well-renowned sitar player and has won many accolades in the field of music. Besides that, he's a writer, has written 2 books in Canada. Narahari, tell us, I know you teach Raga Chikitsa, which is a branch of Ayurveda. It's all about music. And we all know that music can be an adjunct therapy. It's a great way to heal ourselves. It's very, very therapeutic. When we're talking about Indian classical music, we're talking about nada, the essence of all sound, which is the sound of the cosmos. And so we are connecting with the source, with that universal sound, and finding that true purpose in our life through the sound. Share how this works.
Music itself is a therapeutic thing. Music heals itself. It happened to me when I was in Nepal in 2011. I played in Osho Tapovan in the ashram, and the gentleman with whom I was talking seemed to be quite advanced, traditionally advanced in the Osho tradition. Told me one thing: music itself is healing. That struck me in a beautiful way, honestly to say. No matter what, music is healing. Whether the mother is singing in a beautiful, classically nice intonation with the lullabies, or the traditional way with whichever sur the mother has, the baby gets the feeling of the divine song no matter what, because the baby is listening to the song right instant. That is the song that baby is listening, which is in accordance with the mother's physical, the physical vibrations and the vocal cords vibration, which she might not be able to do that in a public, in a concert way, but she can definitely sing for her child. So that's where I feel that everything starts. Music has the beginning in this real life from the lullabies or the external sounds that we listen to. That we call as ahata nada. Nada that is around us, which is producing the sound in the form of beautiful varieties of music. Thousands of genres music. If we go subdivide the folk genres of one traditional imbira player in Africa, for example, there are so many traditions. In Kora, they have 7 generations, for example. And if we go to South America, the indigenous style of playing the pan flute is quite different from distance to distance. So if we go much deeper and deeper, all we get is Ahatanada produced this intelligent human music that we call as we produce from either by intelligence or by singing. So this music is definitely quite evolved. If it is a folk song, no matter if it is a folk song or a lullaby to Indian classical music. So that's what struck me so well. And until then, just being a student of only Indian classical music, I started pursuing more into the foundations of nada in ancient wisdom that we have all across the globe. Fortunately, I lived in Nepal, I lived in South Africa, and observing the nature of the musicians and the music, that where it comes from, and then getting the real form of music where the musician and music are not separated. It's kind of curious personal approach with patients, with real life, conversing with wonderful, amazing human beings, and swadhyaya, the study that one has to do in this field beautifully. All these things led me into the direction of exploring more into nada.
Right.
Study.
So did you do some clinical studies with your clients as an Ayurvedic practitioner and looking at sound, the essence of all sound, nada, that we talk about nada meaning the life force, the prana and the agni. And
Yes.
you do practice nada yoga, which is all about sound, sound therapy.
Yes, I'm working on getting the clinical studies aligned properly. I have licensed massage therapy in the United States. I'm board certified licensed massage therapist, which allows me to work physically with the clients, not necessarily to be doing the massages, but also understanding music and bringing just as a healing through Indian classical music.
When we're looking at Ayurveda, which looks at the body constitution, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, combination of these three types, and then customizing the music, the ragas, depending on what the body constitution, what the body type is, along with the time theory. There's cycles, the Vata cycle, the Pitta cycle, the Kapha cycle. So depending on the body constitution and the raga, you customize it. That is really fascinating.
Very true. It's such a wonderful it's a wonderful combination that can happen just by observing the basic principles of music and basic principles of Indian classical music, particularly. Of course, the folk tunes and traditionally on different folklore places they have songs to sing at night, songs to sing for the seasons, songs to sing in the morning when we get up in the morning, songs to sing for the wedding like celebrations. Somehow, expression of Navarasa is fixed. The nine emotions we talk in Bharatanatyam Shastra, the traditional Indian classical form of dance and art and music. Um, so, if we go deeper, understanding the emotions, it is so important as human beings how we evolve from the morning when we get up to a night. So, it is the miniature of could be miniature of a year, miniature of a whole life. If we understand how the traditional approach towards imbalanced emotions are happening, right?
Yeah.
So, just to give a classical example, a person gets up in the morning with one hurry to go to work. So, that will make inevitably the person miss the opportunity to appreciate and enjoy that morning and what I am supposed to do, what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I am rushing for the office. I could have got up 1 hour early. So this is the Ayurveda principles that come forward. And now, if we get up on time, start a beautiful day, and start our work, and spend 1 hour in the morning working on the personal health, which we talk about, get up in the morning, brush your
Or
teeth,
the Dinacharya, the whole daily
Dinacharya.
regimen.
I'm going there to Dinacharya. So get up in the morning, look after yourself, what you have to do, and then eat your food. Before that, do vyayama, all the exercises, the Dinacharya, beautiful aspect of it. If we definitely get the benefit if we get into the Dinacharya aspect of Ayurveda in general life, that gives longevity. Now, while doing all these activity, listen to morning raga. If we are listening to morning raga or particular time of the day or in the morning or at night, that was just an instance. Apply the same principles any part of your day, in the midday or in the evening or a night or a midnight. For midnight workers, for example, people use airpods all the time, but we can tell them, hey, airpods, continuously using the airpods may not be good because you are closing to channels of your body, the external channels. That's the only yogic approach to it. But if you still want to listen to the ragas. Give 10 minutes, 20 minutes, but listen to the same raga repetition with same approach while you're doing similar activity. We suggest you take a 10 minutes break, sit or lie down and listen to raga. But if that is not possible, you are a walking person, you are ADD, you are hyper, fine, it's okay, walk around. That is your regular life. Because in Ayurveda, we also say certain activities which may not be good in the beginning, if one person continue the activity, that becomes okasatmya. Somehow that becomes the person gets accustomed to the activities of like that. So it is that approach. Now we just adopt Indian classical music as a form of Dinacharya.
Yeah.
So this is where the first half of Ayurvedic approach, which is Swasthasya Swasthya Rakshanam, the the approach towards looking after one's own health. That's it. Be in the nature. Be, I mean, again, we have questions like here, like, okay, we can listen to natural music, we can listen to different folk music. I'm always listening some rap music, some this music. Is it
Yeah.
bad or is it wrong? This kind of questions. By the way, we have a methodology that has been established so well over the years of thousands of how many thousands of years that historians and musicologists can exactly give us record of how beautifully Indian classical music is established. Now, on the other hand, why do we take yoga as the supreme method of physical health or mental health or spiritual health today in the whole world? On this earth, yoga is so wonderful everywhere. Why? Because yoga is practiced for that long. The cream of yoga is the cream of a lifestyle that is adoptable by anybody. So because that is adoptable by anybody, we don't only take that, we also appreciate yoga is coming so deep from so long. It has generations of parampara where we connect ourselves to music has parampara. That parampara goes back and goes back and goes back. Maybe definitely the forms of music and presentations go changes definitely from person to person. There is individual approach to music and there is definitely structured approach, and inside the structured approach, human beings bring their love or their compassion. They bring different works to music, so evolution is common. Ayurveda, yoga, music, all evolved together in the together in the same at the same geographical place at the same time immemorial. We can talk when we go further deep into an Ahatanada, but for the Ahatanada is always with us from the Ayurveda. So Ayurveda and yogas and also Indian classical music. When I refer to Indian classical music, I refer to Sangeet Ratnakara.
Yeah.
That is my go-to reference. Hey, Shangadeva, tell me what's next.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So these three combinations work so beautifully because music is in the form of vibration. The nature vibrates with us, or we vibrates with the nature. And in the morning, there are certain activities that is happening outside us that we observe, and accordingly we adopt a life. And this is all about beautifying, celebrating life with Navarasas and Indian classical music.
Right. Every particle has a sound. Every organ in our body, every tissue in our body has a sound. So if we want to heal the different organs in our body through the Raga chikitsa we're talking about, the branch of Ayurveda, connecting that healing with that organ and bring that new modality of treatment to really maximize healing with that particular sound that resonates with that organ.
That is so beautifully elaborated. In fact, if we observe, as you said, we have a s- an object or a thought. We talk about the string. String vibrates on a touch. So one has to go and touch the string. Is the music or the sound is there or not? It was there before too. It is just my touch. So in that deep philosophical understanding, string is always vibrating because vibration is always there. Every
Yeah.
particle is there. We just evoke the strings unspoken truth to through the spoken music with the Shruti. Now, the body and the organ, it is an unspoken truth. We don't know whether heart is there. The whole day we forget about the heart is beating. Or just heart is much deeper aspect of it. Let us take about the lungs, for example. If we focus on our lungs and we improve our circulation, breathing through the breathing, the circulation and the neuroplasticity to newer thoughts, to newer atomic energies that can be developed in the neural level of brain, which is directly connected with the akasha principle
Yeah.
and panchamahabhutas. So when we have the connection towards the akasha and understand neural part of it, which is which is developing every day. Every day, the neurons are moving towards new light with their new pathways, which will also have a vibration. Which will also have vibration. So when we talk about vibration, that is very, very, very personal and very, very easy to approach a person's vibrations through the music. If some person, for example, one client of mine, when I was doing this in regularly in South Africa, I used to find their tune, and if there is musicality, that becomes very easy to go to sare ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga re sa sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. So wherever in the two octaves, generally non-musicians with anxiety come with one note, referring their pitch. But if you observe here and there, that is their real pitch. Taking that as from there, the personalities and the shruti of one person, that where we can kind of understanding a person shruti, and that shruti will lead us to microtones of the body which are situated in different organs. Uh, so notations, and if we take any ragas, they're almost like that, because there is Vadi and Samvadi, which is told by our acharyas. Hey, the Vadi and Samvadi of this raga is this. Yes, there in any given raga, there are two important notes. For example, this afternoon I'm trying to play rag Shuddha Sarang, 12 o'clock raga. Noon raga, we must say, not 12 o'clock exactly.
So Vadi would be the predominant note, and Samvadi would be the second predominant note.
Yes, in Shuddha Sarang, if you take an expression, so this expression of coming back again in search of, hey, where is the truth? So that is Vadi, the primary important note of a raga, and the one which helps you, takes you along with the hand towards the truth, which is the main Vadi. The other one is Samvadi, second predominant. In Indian classical music, Shruti is so important. And end of the day, when we talk about the harmonious state today in the modern world,
Yeah.
it is very easy for us to understand if we go through, hey, there is a Shruti established, few notes are being played there, but it's constantly. The one keep reverberates after even the pitch, and how we catch that into our memory and work on that and understand is the way forward to understand nada, which is the ultimate understanding. Who understands the shruti? So swaras to shrutis to nada, that is the yogic pathway of raga chikitsa.
So how do we discover that the inner pitch that's helping us to heal, that's resonating within us?
Listening to an instrument, we are listening to something different than what we are listening every day. So the music has been established. If we take a 5-minute song, we can capture the emotions which are in a poetic form in that. But when we go much deeper, where there is no form in poetry, there is a form of the words, but here there are no forms. When we much go deeper into long akaras and less words included Indian classical music tradition, to go much deeper, so we capture that idea, and that idea will remain in us as samskara, which we call in yoga as samskaru nama gunantara dhana muchyate. This is from Acharya Charaka's version. He says samskara is that which creates a different quality in us, or qualitative amalgamation from one quality to another quality is the samskara. That vibration happens and remains in our heart forever as a memory. Now, when we take the memory as which kind of emotions we want to listen, or which kind of raga, particular part of the day, and then that vibration remains straight in our heart permanently. It is possible that goes under the consciousness, in under deep layers of consciousness, but that will remain as a memory to heal, because we also heal from memories. There are good memories and there are bad memories. So that's how the whole integral wellness is goes on, and we want to remember the good memories. That's the wrong thing, because we have to remember the bad memories that will lead us to good memories. So music in a certain way work in a very deeper level to balance the memories and destroy the negative memories to bring the positive memory from emotional way. I mean, modern world is all about breaking the habits, but it has been told in our philosophies long ago. If we go
Right. Yeah.
basically understand the Buddhist principles of a yogi or a householder.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, looking at the principles of Ayurveda, the time theory, like 10 to 2 is a Pitta cycle, whether it's AM or PM, or 2 to 6 is the Vata cycle, 6 to 10 is the Kapha cycle. How do we correlate this with the ragas?
Okay. Okay. Since this is an afternoon, we can take an afternoon raga.
And then that will maximize healing.
Yes, for everyone. But if we go, if we really observe a little bit deeper, there is, if we take sa, the main note that we work around. Hey, you are the Paramatma right now. I'm working around you. And then there is this second half note. So we captured a memory, which gives us an impression of either desert, sun, sand, or the morning. So this is the maximum approach of rest of the world. Like when they listen to, unless Indian classical musicians, they go with proper understanding how it came through evolution, the musicologists, but from the emotional part. But the same three notes in ni, sa, oh, we cannot, it is quite difficult to go with this note to understand and continue the same memory that we capture. So, memories are captured in such a beautiful way, aligned with the nature, and Indian classical music goes with the first note, which we call as Komala Rishada, Komala Rishabha, and the second one is Shuddha Rishabha. So from more, there are notations are in ragas are organized in that way where each note are carefully set in the evolving pace of a day or night.
So, do you curate the music for your clients, your patients, customizing it for maximum benefit?
Very true. But the main part is swasthasya swasthya. One has to look after their health before they seek a medical attention through Ayurvedic medicine too. That's what Ayurvedic basic principles are. So educating the importance of Dinacharya and selecting the ragas which treat particular dosha. Which is like in the morning we have Vata dosha is predominant in the nature. During the day Pitta dosha. During the evening Kapha
Mm.
dosha, and then Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Then in the morning Vata. So we have this cycle going on. So in the afternoon we have the Pitta.
So, the Pitta dosha time, we should be then listening to a raga that kind of pacifies, it's cooling, soothing.
Yes,
That's the time you want that kind of raga. In the nighttime, you want something that'll help you put to sleep.
put to sleep. Yes, very true. Very true. So the afternoon raga can also be selected to use pitta disorders. The disorders that are going on with the pitta in the body, for example, indigestion that comes, for example, imbalance in the mind, always being aggressive. And so all those regular anxiety disorders and emotional related quite a bit of like ADD and all along with the pitta. ADD is vata disorder, but ADD and pitta goes together. If they go together, then the person is aggressively harmful, for example.
Right now, we're in the Pitta cycle. So let's hear from you a raga that's calming and pacifying in this time of the day.
Thank you. I would love to play Rag Shuddha Sarang. Beautiful combination of two madhyamas in here, and the placement of Rishabh is so beautiful to evolve and balance the aggression that is going on.
Felt like a cool breeze floating around, and you feel so light, serene, and calm, away from all the troubles of the world and the noise of this world. And you come into that quiet space and you feel so relaxed. And I think from here you can take off into meditation because it
So that
just
is the
prepares you for that.
Thank you, thank you. That was so wonderfully put together. Afternoon ragas are always inspired by the kathas of Krishna spending time, stories of Krishna spending pastimes of Krishna with his gopikas in the outside weather. No matter from around 11 to 4, all the stories of pastimes of Krishna comes with the gopikas only. So, so this well aligns with the outskirts nature when we come from bhakti movements of the music, and we come from the philosophical and descriptive analytical with a beautiful approach to the poetry. The way that you also said fits in such a beautiful way that the raga of sarang prakars fit in that the breeze and the effect of vata flowing and pitta is balancing end of the day. So thank you.
You were influenced a lot by your mom, and you learned Carnatic vocals.
Yes, Carnatic vocals from Srimati Sridevi Arvind when I was I was my childhood spent near Bangalore. She was the teacher that I went to study Carnatic. Junior and some of the senior topics were also covered. And then I started moving towards my Ayurveda degree, and then particularly attracted by Hindustani music.
Any more concerts of yours coming up in the US or overseas?
Yes, and couple of Indian classical music concerts on October 5th or 6th, one of the dates. That is collaboration with sound artist. A dear friend of mine, a touring sound artist from Bangalore. He's touring. I'll be collaborating with him. And outside, we've been talking. Something's in the air about South Africa with
Okay,
next year. Yes, yes, with a dance company called Shakti.
that's great. Well, thank you so much, Vaidya Narahari, healing through Ayurveda, healing through music, healing through yoga, and healing through the daily regimen that we should integrate in our lives. Yoga, Ayurveda, music all together to bring that organic, wholesome feeling back and oneness with the source, oneness with the creator. I'm Dr. Renee Mera. Thank you for letting us be a part of your day. Stay healthy, stay positive.